Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. My name is Mr. Duel, and in this video, I'm just going to kind of give you some locations where I normally been farming for the wood. Of course, the trees are pretty much everywhere, but I feel like there's certain spots that they're more abundant or at least close together than other spots. So I kind of just want to go over that just really quickly. So we're going to go down. There's 7 different type of woods, and the first one I'm going to talk about is the Fir Wood. This tree, this specific tree right here, as you see, is a Fir Wood with kind of like this. It's kind of like a pine tree almost, but you can't really tell the difference between the pine tree and that one a little bit, other than it's kind of pointing up. But for the Fir Wood, you want to come to this location right here specifically, because this entire area where I'm kind of putting my cursor, majority of this area has Fir Wood in it, and probably the most abundant in like condensed. So here, I will show you. We're gonna walk down a little bit and pretty much only see Fir Wood for this entire stretch. This is all Fir Wood, so if you need to collect Fir Wood for any reason,
as long as you stick to your
this
own
is
path,
the
it doesn't
spot.
matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
Alright, D-Luke. And yeah, there is Fir Wood up here as well in Sandbearer Point and Stormbearer Mountains, and also some in Bright Crown Canyon. So those are some good spots, but the main spot I really wanted to just let you know of is this area specifically, to the west of the Dalpa Gorge and to almost the east of Dragonspine. And here, what would be the next wood? The next wood is the Fragrant Cedar Wood. There's actually a few spots for this wood. Where I found there is a lot is directly east of the statue of the 7 at Starfell Lake, I'm pretty sure. There's also Birch Wood here, but just minimal Birch Wood. So this is definitely a spot for Birch Wood, but nowhere near like a crazy abundant amount. So you come back here, and this specific tree, like the fluffy tree, it's completely different than the fir tree, as you can see. This is the Cedar, the Fragrant Cedar, and most of the woods in here, like all the trees in here, is the Fragrant Cedar. And I'll show you 2 other good spots as well. It's the Boar location at Bright Crown Canyon. So here, we're gonna go to Bright Crown, and then we're you're gonna head into these specific woods over here. It feels like the Fragrant are like in these kind of like patches together, like the fir trees kind of surround them, and then these Cedar kind of like are secluded in like these little like patches in Mondstadt. So here, this is all Fragrant Cedar, so if you need to get the Fragrant for any reason, this is another good spot. It's kind of easy to remember because this is where all the boar spawn, so that's another good one. And there is actually one more spot. Okay, yeah. There's one more in Stormbearer Point, actually, where the Electro Assistant Mage spawns. So if you go this way, of course, you're going to see majority of fir trees in the area. There's this mining I haven't done. And then right here in this kind of like wooded area is the Fragrant Cedar trees. So all of these are also Fragrant Cedar. So there's 3 good spots for the Fragrant if you need to find them. I'll try to leave timestamps on the bottom so you guys can see. So here, the next one will be the bamboo. This is probably the easiest one. This one doesn't, there's one spot where there's just a ton of bamboo. And I'm not too sure of yet, but I think the wood does respawn daily. You don't have to wait like 2 or 3 days like the other resources. So, but I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I managed to farm a tree at the reset time, like at 5 in the morning or whatever, you know, whenever the entire game resets for the dailies and all that. So right here, this is probably the easiest. Again, I'll show it one more time. It's to the west of Kingshe Village. I'm not sure. I can't read the Chinese properly, but yeah, it should be this stretch right here. It's not too difficult. If you've been around here, you would know. Of course, there's other bamboos like on the mountains and stuff like that, but they're not abundant. Like, you literally could just come here and you'd be good. Like, this will be more than enough. It's like 200-300 for sure, just going down the line. And the good thing about them being close together is you get a claymore user like D-Luke, and then you just literally do this, and it's just instant farming. So, yeah. Claymore users for like trees close up like this are the best. But if you're like doing, like if they're kind of separated, then I feel like polearm users are a lot better to use. And then, so now we have the bamboo out of the way. So now we have the bamboo out of the way. We're gonna go to the Sandbearer tree. This one is pretty easy. There's not really a crazy amount of spots like the fir trees, but I feel like Gilly Plains is probably one of the better spots to actually farm these. You can go on top of the mountains and stuff like that, but again, they're pretty spread out in the mountainous area because you have to go up, down, you know, in height. Where this is just kind of like a plain, so it's a little easier to kind of just get to the trees because all you got to do is run towards them instead of having to climb and do all this other stuff. So Gilly Plains is definitely my top choice for going around getting the Sandbearer Wood. Again, all in Liyue. It's I would say 80-95% of it, 85-90%. I mean, sorry, is the Sandbearer Wood. So just keep that in mind. You'll sometimes find the pine. You'll sometimes find the fragrant Cedar. I don't think you'll ever find Fir Wood in Liyue. So Fir Wood, I think, is pretty much only in Mondstadt. Okay, so that's pretty much the main spot. I would say, actually, if I was going to recommend another area, it would be up here. It would be east of Mount Aozang. So we come here because this is not as mountainous. There is a lot of trees around.
Only you could cleanse the corrupt souls of this world.
All right, we get a D-loop. Okay, and then yeah, this one's a little more spread out than the plains, but there is an abundant amount of trees around here too. So those would be probably my top two picks of an area to like go around grinding for the trees. Again, you don't really have to grind in, but if you just want to kind of get that out of the way so you don't have to worry about building like building materials for the furniture, then those are two good spots. So I keep opening the map for some reason. And then the next one is Pinewood. This one is there's like a little bit found in the mountains in King June Peak, but that's not even worth it. Where the most of it you will get will just be in Dragonspine. There isn't a really specific location in Dragonspine. Just go to Dragonspine. They're going to be in like in the upmost portions of Dragonspine. See, these are all they kind of look like fir a little bit, but they're all pine wood. It's like the all of this is pine wood. So yeah, there's not really a specific location that's easy. Dragonspine is probably the hardest just because of the sheer cold, and then a lot of the wood is just kind of like spread out. Or probably the most dangerous. The hardest wood is the next wood that we're going to actually talk about because there's not actually an abundant of them. So yeah, that was the pine wood. Again, Dragonspine. And then the Cuihua wood. This wood is for like, you know, the trees with like the fruits on them, like the apples and the sunsettas. These are these trees. There's not really a specific location for these. I may make a guide here in the future for those, just to find all those specific trees, so you could get that wood. But for the time being, I just want to just give you a reminder, they're the ones with the fruits on them. Let me see if I could at least find one. I'm pretty sure there's one right in front of Mondstadt, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. So you guys have some. So there's one right there.
As long as you stick to your own path, it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
They made Luke talk a lot more. Okay, so yeah, these specific trees are the only ones that drop the Cuihua wood. So these are pretty rare, unless you know where all the spots are and you can just actively go grind them. But that's something I never really kept in mind.
I don't need an umbrella.
Those trees.
But you can use one if you need.
Okay, Luke, I get it. You want to talk, but okay. And I think there's a few more up here. Again, I'll probably make a separate video for those specific trees. Just know those are the rarest ones. Then anytime you do see the fruit trees, just make sure to cut them down or like, you know, hit them so you do get the wood out of them, because those are pretty. They're more rare than the rest of the trees, of course. And then I think what, two more trees? So no, last tree, which is the Birch Wood, which there's only a specific spots that I found the Birch Wood. So here, the birch trees, there is a good spot around Dragonspine. So if you come to this location again where we started with the fir, there's actually a really abundant amount like at the outer edge of Dragonspine. like the lower portions of Dragonspine, there's actually a lot of birch. As you can see, all these trees with the yellow are birch, and it pretty much encircles Dragonspine. Of course, there is fir as well, but there's a good amount of birchwood around the Dragonspine area, so just like the outer edge. And then this is a pretty good spot. The Statue of the Seven between Dawn Winery and the Springvale. This is actually another good spot. I'm pretty sure, yes, the majority of
As
these
long as you
trees
stick to your
are
own path,
birch in this
it doesn't matter
area.
what Mother Nature throws at you.
So, yeah, look, all these birch trees around. And you can tell it's birch because it has the white wood. So, birch wood. And there's actually another really good spot. As of course, we saw at Starfell Lake there was a little bit, but if you come to Stormbearer Mountain, like northeast to that waypoint, there's actually a pretty good amount there too as well. As you can see right here, this is all birch wood, and it goes on for a little bit. But yeah, that's really majority of the spots that I use, or at least I feel that are abundant in wood. So if you guys, needed just to, if you're just starting and maybe didn't know where any of the trees were, or if you just, just don't really care and you just didn't want to do it yourself, well, hopefully this guide has helped you, or at least showed you where they're at. And then, yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for watching, guys.